Torrent Pharmaceuticals has entered into a non-exclusive patent licensing agreement with Takeda to commercialize a drug for gastro disorders, Vonoprazan, if I got the name correctly. Well, to talk about this and, of course, the company's outlook for this year, we have Aman Mehta, whole-time director at Torrent Pharma, with us. Aman, great to have you with us on the show. Please tell me if I pronounce the drug correctly or not. And let's actually start there. What is the potential? This is a non-exclusive tie-up. So how does it work and what's the revenue potential?
Yeah, the drug is called Vonoprazan. The innovator is Takeda Pharmaceuticals. So this is in the market of GERD, which is essentially acid reflux. The current market of GERD is dominated by PPIs, and that's about an 8,000 crore market. We think this is promising because this is a new treatment approved by the FDA for GERD after a very long time. There are some benefits that this provides over the existing standard of care. So it's early days to talk about the exact potential, but the market potential itself is significant in India. And that's why we feel this is an attractive new launch for us. And it is a non-exclusive patent in the sense that there could be a few other licenses that Takeda could grant as well.
Oh, fair enough. And GERD is important. It's personally important. It could be a drug that I'll watch out for as well as it comes to market. But, some sense on what has been the global size. And this would be, of course, only for India, right, that you've entered into this tie-up with? Or could you be looking at taking this drug to other markets as well in association with Takeda?
No, as of now, it's only for India, for us. The rough size, I believe, of the drug in Japan is close to $600 to $700 million. Globally, it's close to $1 billion. So it has become quite sizable.
All right. Hi, Aman. Good morning and good to see you in. This is Nigel on this side. You want to talk about business and various aspects as well. But I want to clear the air first on that inorganic growth opportunity. It was widely reported that maybe, in fact, Torrent is partnering with some PEs and could be looking at Cipla. Could you tell us, were you all interested? Are you all interested? Or is this completely out of whack and you all are not interested at all?
No, I think we can't comment on specific rumors or specific articles that come out. There have been several such rumors that have come in the press over the last several years. So would want to refrain from commenting on any specific one. But typically, we do look at M&A quite seriously as a core growth strategy. If you see over the last decade, we did decide to focus on India as a core of the M&A approach. Over the last 7 to 8 years, there have now been 3 large acquisitions that have been successfully integrated. So M&A being a core of our business model, we tend to look at as many opportunities as possible, but our appetite remains in the same scale that we've been looking at in the past, which is, say, in the range of 2,000 to 3,000 crore, 3,000 to 5,000 crore range, particularly for the India segment.
Okay, all right. So you're leaving it open-ended for now. Cipla will be a far larger, asset, if at all. So we'll have to keep an eye out for that. But you're clearly saying that you all have done inorganic growth and you all could be looking at as well without commenting specifically on this particular asset. Let's get back to business then. What was impressive in the past quarter was margins at around 32%. It's at a multi-year high, I think an 8-year high of them. Guide us in terms of the margin outlook from year on. You were hinting that there could be some improvement. What is the band we work with for FY25, FY26?
So there's 2 things playing out. Last couple of years, 2 of our export markets were facing a tough time, Germany and Brazil. Germany, we had a loss of tenders. In Brazil, the currency impact was quite negative, which in the FY24, the previous year, has corrected in a significant way. So that has helped quite a bit at the company level. As a result, what has also happened is that our share of branded markets, branded businesses in branded markets, namely India, Brazil, Philippines, Mexico, that share has now gone up to a total of 72%. So as that share increases and the share of the generic markets comes down, the margin would tend to shift up. That is where this year there has been a significant improvement. This trend, in our view, is likely to continue because we are not focusing much more on the generic markets. Our focus will remain on the branded side of the business. So focusing more on India through expansion organically, and the other markets where we've also expanded recently, like Brazil and Mexico. So if that trend continues of above market growth in these segments, then the margin expansion should also follow.
Aman, if you can talk about a little bit about the US business. Good morning, Prashant here. For FY24, the US business was down 10%. You've guided for a pickup this year in FY25. Could you tell us what are the launches which are planned for this year? Just also a sense of what is the contribution of the Dahej facility to the US business?
Yeah, so we've had practically no new launches, in the last several years. So this year should be a rebound in terms of the number of launches because of the Dahej approval. Dahej has become the most important site for us now. So maybe somewhere in the range of 5 to 7 launches in Dahej is something that could give at least a bit of a revival to the US business. US has been generally a bit of a negative contributor for us, so we don't expect any major boost to the bottom line in terms of the new launches, but at least it should help us neutralize the negative contribution.
And the guidance is to get to between $250 to $300 million on the US business side in the next 3 to 5 years?
That's correct. That's something that we feel would be achievable. Generally, we've been in the 200 range, but due to price erosion and lack of new launches, it's been difficult to maintain that. But hopefully, as that trend reverses, we should be able to grow back to that level.
On this price erosion bit, Aman, so the expectation has been that, from large price erosion, it's gotten smaller, low single digits now. Then it'll kind of sort of become neutral, right? I mean, it should. Where are we at that in that process, according to you?
Our sense is that it's always a dynamic situation and changes from product to product. So at a broad level, yes, one can say that high single-digit erosion is probably what it's looking like. But it would all really depend on each product-to-product basis. Some products could be very high, some could be slightly lower, depending on what stage of competition they're in. So generally speaking, there's been a very similar trend that we've seen in price erosion. No major change in that sense.
So still high single digits broadly. I mean, if you were to put it differs product to product, but broadly it's still high single digits.
That's correct.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Well, Aman, a couple of other aspects then. You've told us about the operational performance as well. What about the debt number? The gross debt, the last recorded number that I have is around 3,900 crores. You could correct me on that number. You could tell us where is that number headed, how much lower? I'm assuming, provided you don't make any inorganic growth, because that will otherwise take this number higher.
Yeah, that's right. That's the right number. So FY24, we've repaid debt of about 1,400 crores. Net debt to EBITDA is now down to 0.87 in FY24. We believe the same trend of repayment should continue, which should bring the net debt down further below 0.5, so around, let's say, 0.4 to 0.5, and eventually become net cash positive in the absence of any acquisitions in the future.
And you have taken an enabling resolution to raise 5,000 crores, right? How will it be? Will it be a preference, QIP? What is it? And likely in this year itself?
No, hard to comment at this stage. It's something that we do as just as an enabling resolution every year. Okay. So it really depends on the situation.
Okay. Aman,
right.
We'll leave it there. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate you joining in and sort of running us through that conversation. The outlook, as you see, going forward.